Guys, it is official. There is one item that Wisdon Kaye cannot style. One of the best, craziest fashion influencers ever can't style something. If you have Wisdon Kaye not even want to try to style it, that's how you know the item is that bad.
This is the item in question. Vegan leather men's leggings. And I gotta be honest, I know you guys
So I had planned to do a video reviewing the Met Gala, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it just wasn't for me. And I was looking for one person in particular, who was literally the theme of this year's Met Gala, but somehow he wasn't invited.
For the Met Gala attendees people are most excited to see, based on my comment section, Wisdon Kaye has die-hard fans. I don't know how many comments I've gotten saying how excited people are to see Wisdom on the carpet, or how pissed they are, because it doesn't look like he's attending this year. And I agree, this Robert One Couture look last year was absolutely incredible. I do think he should be there, especially given the emphasis on bold men's fashion in this theme. I think it's a pretty obvious missed opportunity.
Wisdon Kaye has yet to be invited to this year's Met Gala, and given the theme of this year, I am shocked. On today's episode of Rich People Who Rich Right, let's talk about the rich and wrong that is happening by Wisdon Kaye not being at this year's Met Gala. Wisdom posted this yesterday saying that people keep asking him about this year's Met Gala and so far he has yet to receive an invite, which means he most likely won't be going. Now, the theme of this year's gala is super fine tailoring black style. So you would think that this would be a no-brainer invite for Wisdon Kaye.
You mean to tell me the best dressed person on this planet was not invited to the Met Gala? Wow. He was invited last year as well, and he is literally the only outfit I remember from last year because it was that good. And they didn't invite him this year. Met Gala, why? Why did they not invite him? Is it because he's going to outdress everybody? Anyways, I've gone through his page, and it didn't even take me long, and I found 3-4 outfits that are better than 99% of the outfits that I saw at the Met Gala.
I'm sorry, but we need to talk about Wisdon Kaye not being invited to the Met Gala because it's absolutely ridiculous. First of all, Wisdon Kaye is probably the most relevant content creator in regards to style, especially men's style, but just style in general. Across all platforms, I'm very sure that he gets hundreds of thousands to millions of views daily. And considering at the Met Gala, they always invite a few content creators, I find it so strange that they wouldn't invite the most relevant person in menswear as far as content creation goes right now. It literally doesn't make any sense.
You know, I wasn't even gonna make this video because if the Capitol wants to throw a party, they can invite and not invite whoever they want. But here I am. I had to say something. You wanna know why? Because Wisdom is me. He's part of the influencer TikTok fashion community. He's our boy. He represents us. He's the chosen one. He's like the Anakin Skywalker of this fashion shit. So Wisdom not being invited to the Met Gala is a slight to him and all of us. He is Gen Z. This is what the next generation of fashion looks like. It is influencers. It is content creators. I am not a high fashion guy. The tiny percent of interest I have in high fashion, just like a lot of people, is because of Wisdom. And Wisdom's professional. And he's a nice dude. And he's being PC just in case they change their mind. I will never get an invite to the Met Gala, so I have no problem saying, fuck you. I don't care if TikTok doesn't have a table. If Emma Chamberlain and Alex Kansani can get an invite, Wisdom absolutely should get an invite. And you want to know when I knew I was going to make this video? It was when I saw Chance the fucking Rapper get an invite, who hasn't been relevant since Coloring Book.
You guys don't know who Wisdon Kaye is. Let me just tell you, you are missing out on your whole life. This guy is everything that is good with fashion. And I'm not a fashion person. Clearly, I just wear sports jackets, like workout clothes. Like I'm not, I don't even have earrings on today. I am not fashion. I usually am not into the Met Gala. I don't watch the Met Gala. I'll look at a few looks. if I like them or not, or I'll just look at some looks that look ridiculous and laugh at them. But it's just not my cup of tea. Okay. But one person in particular has gotten me so interested in fashion. I'm just like, I don't even know if it's fashion. It's just art.
People have been asking me a lot, am I going to the Met Gala? I don't remember where I was literally the other day where somebody was like, oh my God, are you going to the Met Gala? And I remember being like, I don't know. And they're like, hi, you're so funny, I can't wait to see you there. And I literally was like, wait, no, I don't know. Like, I actually, they thought I was bullshitting, but I literally do not know. This was like last week, so I can understand why they were like, what? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to the Met Gala. I know I went last year, but guys, you have to understand the only reason I went last year was because TikTok literally bought a table, right? I was sitting next to Jack Harlow and Shou Chu, the CEO of this app. That's the only reason why I went there, because they bought a table. The app that, I make content on bought a table. That was the reason why I went. I did not go because I meet the typical requirements to be somebody at the Met Gala. What does that mean? I think the Met Gala, and I do appreciate you guys, I really do love you guys, but you guys, I think, see me in a different light than, I don't want to say that I know that I undervalue myself a lot. Like, I view myself as nothing most of the time. But I do think in this particular instance, I think you guys definitely put me in a light that I'm not necessarily in, because I think the Met Gala is like an A-list event, right? The Met Gala is like A-list actors, celebrities. It's Hollywood this and Hollywood that. Let's just put it that way, plain and simple.
So, of course, every year the Met has a theme. This year's theme was, and I quote, is super fine tailoring Black style. So it was supposed to be a celebration of Black dandyism and the influence of Black style in fashion history. The associated exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum of Art will delve into the concept of Black dandyism, examining its emergence and evolution through various periods and context. And the theme is reflected in the dress code, which is tailored for you, which encourages attendees to embrace suiting and menswear, drawing inspiration from the exhibition's focus on the Black dandy. This year's Met Gala is the first in over 2 decades to focus exclusively on menswear. Now, there has been a huge backlash online, first leading up into when we found out that Wisdom was not even invited this year. But then when you find out the theme is literally him, and I'm going to show you some of his creations that are going to blow your mind. But just quickly, just to show you kind of what some of the looks were last night. They're fine. They're okay. Nobody did anything like necessarily wrong. There were some misses. Overall, though, I just felt, I don't know, bored. It just, maybe it was the tailoring. Maybe it just wasn't feminine enough. There were some interesting looks, but nothing was really serving and delivering. And when I say serving and delivering, this is what I mean.
Life could be a dream. Fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? Be a doll, be a baby doll. Most of freedom and knowledge of like our pretty sound. Start to the G. The next school's the Beavers and the Rats. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah, I'm just a teen. I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Think it's a game. Roxanne, all she wanna do is party all night. Sat me down last night and he told me that it's over. Dun dun dun.
Like, what? Now, I don't know in the editing if I'm going to have to take off the music from this, but the music just, I mean, the music goes well, the editing, and just so you know, he buys all his own clothes, he edits all his own videos, he styles himself from head to toe. And in case you're saying, well, some of those those were great, but I didn't see the, like the dandyism in it, right? Well, take a look at this one.
Style different fonts. Fonts, as in like text. How am I supposed to style text? You guys are getting really creative and I appreciate it, but how am I supposed to style text?
Now, the guy is so good. People make challenges either for him directly or he just take people like trashing certain clothing items or certain styles. And he completely blows your mind with how he's able to put it into something that is honestly otherworldly. Like, take a look at this one.
Guys, it is official. There is one item that Wisdom Kaye cannot style. One of the best, craziest fashion influencers ever can't style something. If you have Wisdom Kaye not even want to try to style it, that's how you know the item is that bad.
This is the item in question. Vegan leather men's leggings. And I gotta be honest, I know you guys
Go ahead and say what you want in my face. If I'm money, say don't make a difference to me. Constantly spinning these Benjamin Franks. It's really not good for my credit and shit. I don't even know what that credit shit is. I'm still living life much better than most. Fake ass chain and the rented whip. Bitch trying to do something impressive for once.
Now, there are a ton of videos to choose from him, outfits, looks, whatever. But to date, I think this is his best video that he's put together. The looks in it are insane. It's magical, honestly. And this is why there's even people making videos very upset that he was not part of this because he is men's fashion. He's fashion, period. To me, he's better dressed than anybody that has attended any Met Gala ball, just on a random Tuesday, random Monday night in his house, filming for a TikTok or Instagram video. When I tell you the boy is talented beyond his measure, and he just turned 24. He started doing his kind of like style journey in high school, and you can see his progression over the years. But recently, I would say the last 2 years is when he has really just, outdone everybody, every stylist. You can't point to any Vogue shoot, any stylist, no designer that can put together a look like him. And this is why a lot of people believe that he was not invited, because he outdoes everyone. Now, after this video, I'm going to show you his last year Met Gala look and why it just blew everyone's mind and took over the entire Met.
Style the whole world. You guys have officially lost your minds. Y'all want the Fashion Olympics. Meanwhile, I don't even know how we got there.
Again, guys, I am not into fashion, and he's taking a person like me and like drawn me in. And when I tell you, I did not know that he was not going. So he had come out like a day or two before and said that he didn't get an invite. He was not invited. And he only went last year because TikTok had a table and the CEO of TikTok invited him. Okay. And then a friend of his who is a fashion designer, I think he's a big name. I don't know who it is. He's the one that puts this together, but he collaborated with Wisdom to make this. Just look at the details of this outfit. It was everything. And last year, I think it was like a floral design. I mean, there's someone who has a video that describes it, but he's a perfect blend of like he's very masculine dressing, but adds in some feminine touches. He even has a Birkin bag collection, but he's not like, he's still masculine with it. And it's just hard to describe. The only person I think I've seen that's been able to pull off somewhat like this is when you think of like kind of like the rock and roll era where like a Jimi Hendrix or oh gosh, what's his name? Lenny Kravitz, but especially kind of like a Prince. Now they aren't fashion people, but you know, kind of having a heel, been able to wear this, that, and the other that would seem very feminine. But when they wear it, somehow they're able to carry it off and still have a masculine presence when they do it. Take a look at this. Now, if you can't get it, he's like a rose, but he has like the holes, the burnouts on it throughout the outfit. You see it in the hat, the collar, all throughout the cape, the coat that he's wearing, and it's a decaying rose. And he had a whole thing of why he styled it this way, what his thought process was with this whole flower garden floral theme, but he wanted to do a decaying rose. When I tell you it blew everyone out the water last year, it absolutely did. And I honestly think this is why he didn't get invited. Like, he's not controversial. Even if you are controversial, look at some of the people they invited. I think they invited somebody from an OnlyFans chick that's part of something called the Bop House. Like, it's honestly offensive. And no, this is not to discredit what anybody was wearing last night, what they tried to do. He just is fashion right now. And there's no one else that compares. Not only that, he is literally the theme. This was last year, but he could have easily worn this. This would have fit in even this year with Black dandyism. Like, and I was so excited to see how he would take that and transform it into something else. But of course, no invite. Now, another thing that he does is that people will challenge him to make like crazy expensive outfits all the way down to the cheapest. Now, this isn't the cheapest because it goes from $175,000, then 17,500, then 7,500 to 750. But he's done outfits in like this big, you know, like 100,000, 10,000, 1,000, and then like $100. I mean, he can't go over $100. But this one in particular, it was up to 750, which is still expensive. Like to us, that's like 750. Hello. But take a look at how he's able to carry this like no one else. And it's just a challenge while he's at home. Like buying his own clothes, the designers do not give him this stuff. He purchases it for himself.
If you can make a $175,000 outfit, I will get a tattoo of your face on my face and drop out of school. Get ready to put the fries in the bag, I guess. I don't know.
Now, the last thing I want to show you is that, look at this. Last week, the razor bill bird went viral, and I challenged myself to make a look that captures different aspects of the bird. This is, sorry, that's the bird. That's one of his looks. What? There it is. This is look 2 of the bird. What? Literally, a woman last night had an outfit similar to this with a long black kind of trench coat and then a white dress underneath. I'm sorry, no shade to her. Him imitating a bird with a similar outfit, which he did first, almost like did they take inspiration from him? Because look at this third outfit. The details, the inspiration, the entire thing. If you're not following Wisdom, whether it's on IG or whether it's on TikTok, what are you doing with your life? The guy is so talented, and I don't know. It feels like the industry is blackballing him. Like there's some intimidation about it. And to have somebody this talented who's able to pull all this stuff off, and then you don't even
Style the
have the brother
characters from
there.
Arcane in high fashion.
It was so like I literally only watched because of that. And then somehow when it was on Vogue, then they cut it off like around 8 o'clock, and then people were still coming to the red carpet. I went over to E to watch. It just was not. I couldn't figure out where to find people, where to do it, this, that, and the other. It was such a disappointment to not have him there, and it just reeks of elitism to me. That somebody who is self-made, self-designed, doesn't need the fashion world to approve of him, is able to pull off better looks than any fashion designer I've seen. He's able to challenge himself in ways that we don't see them do. He's able to take masculine and feminine things and marry them together and to create any style from any era. I mean, going back to 500 BC to a futuristic look, all in the same, category, all in the same video. No one else is doing this. And I do believe that we are seeing, just like how the mainstream media tries to shut out our voices telling the truth about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and all of that, we're seeing the true talented people, the people who, whether they're an artist, whether it's they're doing paintings or artwork, whether they're singers, musicians, whether they're actors or just fashion icons, the stylists, designers like this, that if you don't have the right connections, they don't give a damn about you. You don't exist. You're not part of their world. And because he's a TikToker and because he's on IG, you're inviting TikTokers, you're inviting YouTubers, you're inviting random people to this stuff, OnlyFans people. But this man who literally is the theme, people said you might as well have just called it the Wisdom Met. I mean, this ball main look, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, guys. I just wanted to give my recap. To me, I am hoping, we were begging him to do a whole Met Gala video, whole Met Gala, a bunch of looks. So see what he would have done at the Met Gala had he gotten an invitation. But shame on the Met, shame on every designer that didn't invite him or whoever had a table. None of y'all ate like him. And then there were other people that didn't get invited, like Michael B. Or I don't know if he was invited or turned it down, but Michael B. Jordan wasn't there, and he just had the movie Sinners. Now, he could have turned down an invite. I heard Kai Cenat was invited. He actually turned it down because he didn't like the designer. But you're inviting Kai Cenat, who is a YouTuber, a Twitcher, a streamer. He's not a Hollywood celebrity, and he turns it down. And this man who is fashion doesn't get an invite. It's egregious. There's nothing else to say. Guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm trying to do a couple of different types of videos. I will continue to be covering Blake Lively. Stay tuned today because I'm still trying to get this video of her playing a ratchet black girl on SNL. I am thinking I'm going to have to go ahead and put that on a different platform so you guys can view it because they keep taking it down when I try to do it over here. So be on the lookout for that. Either I'll link it I'll try to see if I can put a link in this video. If not, I'll do a whole video just kind of pushing you guys over there when there's things I want to do when it's going to get copyrighted. Now in this video, again, if music is missing, I'll try to put my own. It won't be as great, but if I get hit with the copyright because he does have music on his things that go with his videos, it'll either be silent or some of my ratchet music that is probably not as good. But make sure if you want to see the original, you want to hear the music, please run, don't walk, and follow Wisdom. He is absolute icon. And yeah, there are no other words. Shame on this entire Met. Again, no shade to anybody that was there, but y'all aren't this. So I will see you guys in the next one.